who does a power talk the first Sunday of each month, and I'd like to thank him for being such a positive influence on so many young people's lives. Would you please welcome Brian Akers to the platform?
Good morning. I tend to be a wanderer, so I like to get the stick out of the way so I don't bang into it. So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine recently, and he was asking me a lot of questions about my spirituality. So those conversations are always exciting for me because people in my age group are typically coming from a couple of different places. Either they've been raised without any specific faith or spiritual training, or they've been extremely steeped in one religious philosophy or another. And so I always get to expand my own understanding of my faith when I have those conversations. And what he asked me was, if there's no heaven and there's no hell and all this kind of stuff and all the things that we're contrasting between our beliefs, he asked me, then what is it that separates you from the beast in the field? And I realized that in that moment that I was demonstrating the concept that I was about to convey. Because that question had come from, approximately 10 minutes of other questions that was kind of building to this place. And so there was this emotional uprising in me, and it was almost a defensiveness, but almost kind of in the same breath it was a fear, it was a question, it was an unknowing as to whether or not I would have the answer to all of his questions. And so as those feelings were welling up inside of me, when he came to that point and he asked me that question, the first thing I chose to do before answering was to pause. And I realized that in that moment, that as the question was being asked, not only was the answer being presented to me by Spirit, but it was being experienced by me. Because what does separate us from the beast in the field? And the answer to that question, I feel, is the opportunity that we are given by our level of consciousness and self-awareness and worldly awareness to pause. See, the beast in the field is constantly acting on its instinct, its direct connection to Spirit, which is telling it each and every day to wake up, to take a mosey, to hit the little lion's room on the way out for the day, and to go about its business. And for me, what I learned was that I have the opportunity in every moment to choose what comes next. To be aware not only of myself, but of that which is in my life, the people which are sharing my life with me, and the way in which I choose to conduct myself in concert with those people, places, things, experiences. And so what I came to realize, especially for people in my current age group, which I'll have you know I'm pretty smart about because I happen to be there, is that we're beginning to truly discover for ourselves. Our consciousness and our awareness of ourselves is expanding to a place of self-awareness that it had not reached before because we have been given the freedom to explore it. And because of that, it's become amazingly apparent to me that the last 28 years of my life have created an overture of emotion and reaction, an automated response within me. It's become obvious to me that when someone says something to me, that there is an immediate reaction that has no thought, that has no contemplation, that has no pause, that happens within me. If someone says something that's very racially charged, happens to be one of my hot buttons, and when someone says it, I'm ready to go. Without even thinking about it, without even contemplating it, without even asking myself why I'm feeling that way, immediately I'm ready to go. But because of my level of consciousness and self-awareness, I am given the gift of the ability to pause. And in that pausing comes the opportunity to, behind all of this giant, just majesty of my emotion, this orchestrated, huge, big culmination of the symphony that is playing within me emotionally, the murmur of the string section that lies in wait, that ties together the entire overture. And that little buzz, that string section that I'm listening for is the voice of Spirit, is the presence of God within me. Because no matter how much I've been through in my life, and no matter how many times I've learned to automatically respond to the way that life is happening around me in every moment, the gift of consciousness is the gift of choice. To back away from the symphony far enough to hear the whole song, and to relish in the light plucking of the string section in the background that is the voice of God. And so this morning and this week and this month, what I invite you guys to do is to not only have, because we all have the opportunity to pause, to not only know that there is this opportunity to pause, but to truly take a moment whenever you feel the buzz, and I think we all know the buzz of the emotional reaction, the immediate response. When you feel that, to pause. If only long enough to say I love you. To know that in this moment, whatever that moment may be, in that situation, whatever that situation may be, and with those people, whoever they may be, that as you choose to pause, you are enacting your ability to hear and to choose and to live your life from the grace of the Spirit that is speaking from within. Thank you.
Yeah.